The secret to becoming your best self lies in your willingness to keep going when others stop, to keep working when others rest, and to always strive for more. To become the person you were meant to be, you must work harder than you've ever worked before and never settle for less. Your full potential is waiting to be unleashed, but only you can unlock it through hard work, persistence, and the belief that you can achieve greatness. Are you truly living up to your potential? Are you giving your best every single day? Or are you letting excuses and distractions hold you back? The truth is, most of us don't tap into our full potential because we're not willing to put in the relentless work required to become our best selves. But here's the reality. Success, personal growth, and true fulfillment don't happen by accident. They come from hard work, commitment, and the constant drive to push yourself beyond what you thought was possible. In this video, I'm going to show you how to unlock your potential by working relentlessly to create the best version of yourself. We'll talk about how to stop making excuses, how to push through fear, and how to hold yourself accountable to your dreams. If you're ready to transform your life and reach new heights, then keep watching. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Now let's dive in. Number 1, take responsibility for your life and stop blaming others. The first step in working relentlessly to create your best self and unleash your full potential is taking full responsibility for your life. Let's talk about this for a moment, because it's the foundation of all personal growth. You see, as long as you're blaming someone else for your circumstances, you'll never be able to unlock the full power that lies within you. We live in a world where it's easy to point fingers. People like to blame their environment, their upbringing, their bosses, or even the economy for the situations they find themselves in. But the truth is, the moment you start blaming others, you give away your power. You become a victim to your circumstances, and in doing so, you hand over control of your life. Let me be clear. Blaming others does nothing to change your situation. It doesn't fix the problem. It only makes you feel justified in your lack of progress, but it does nothing to move you forward. When you blame others, you're choosing to stay stuck in the same place, trapped by the very things you feel are holding you back. Think about it. If you're constantly blaming your job for your dissatisfaction, your family for your lack of success, or the economy for your financial struggles, where does that leave you? Does it help you find solutions? No, it keeps you in a cycle of frustration, resentment, and powerlessness. And that's not the way to create your best self. You must take responsibility for your life, no matter what the circumstances are. It doesn't matter if you didn't get the opportunities you wanted, if life threw challenges your way, or if you faced obstacles. These things don't determine your future unless you allow them to. The truth is, no one can take away your ability to choose. No one can take away your ability to change. You have the power to choose how you respond to every situation, and that's where your freedom lies. This is where you begin to unlock your potential. It all starts with accepting that you are the one who determines the course of your life. No one else. When you take responsibility for your life, you stop waiting for someone or something else to change. You realize that the key to your success and happiness is within you, not in the hands of others. And this shift in mindset is what allows you to break free from the chains of blame and excuses. You become empowered, so stop waiting for things to get better on their own. Stop blaming your circumstances. You have everything you need to create the life you want. And the moment you take full responsibility for your actions, you open the door to unlimited possibilities. It's not about what happens to you. It's about how you respond to what happens. Now, this doesn't mean you ignore challenges or pretend that life is always easy. No, life will test you. There will be setbacks. There will be moments when it feels like the odds are stacked against you. But when you take responsibility, you stop being a victim. You stop letting life control you. Instead, you take control of your response to life, and that's where your true power lies. Let's say you're facing a tough situation at work. Perhaps your boss is difficult to deal with, or maybe you're not getting the recognition you deserve. It's easy to blame your boss, your coworkers, or the company. But when you take responsibility, you shift the focus from blaming others to looking at what you can do differently. What can you control in this situation? What actions can you take to improve your work environment? How can you develop the skills needed to excel, even if others don't see your potential? Taking responsibility doesn't mean that you accept poor treatment, or settle for less than you deserve. No, it means you recognize your role in your own success. It means you stop waiting for others to change, and instead focus on the actions you can take to change your own life. Let's break this down further. The moment you stop blaming others is the moment you take the first step toward transformation. When you stop blaming your circumstances, you stop being at the mercy of things you can't control. Instead, you focus on the things you can control: your attitude, your effort, your mindset, your decisions. Every time you point the finger at someone or something else, you give away your power. But when you take responsibility, you take back control. You begin to see that you are the one who shapes your future. It's your choices that determine the direction of your life, not the actions of others. This is the power you have within you. Imagine how freeing it would be to stop blaming your past, your upbringing, your environment, or anyone else for where you are right now. Instead of looking outside for reasons or justifications, you look within. You see your past as lessons, not excuses. You recognize that the future is in your hands, and you're the one who can shape it. Taking responsibility doesn't mean you're saying you have no problems or struggles. It doesn't mean you're ignoring challenges. It means that despite your struggles, you're choosing to move forward. You're choosing to see obstacles as opportunities, not barriers. You're choosing to find solutions instead of dwelling on problems. Here's a powerful truth. No matter where you come from or what your situation is, you have the power to change. The key is to stop looking outward for solutions and start looking inward. It's not about waiting for the world to give you a break. It's about creating your own break. It's about working relentlessly to improve yourself, to grow, and to take charge of your destiny. You may ask, how do I take responsibility for my life? Well, the first step is to stop making excuses. Stop telling yourself why you can't do something. Stop saying things like, it's too hard, or I don't have the resources. These are just excuses, and they keep you stuck. Instead, start asking yourself, what can I do right now to move forward? How can I grow from this experience? What's the next step I need to take to improve my situation? This is the mindset of someone who takes full responsibility for their life. Next, you need to own your decisions. Don't shy away from the fact that your choices have led you to where you are today. This isn't about guilt or regret. It's about owning your role in shaping your reality. When you take ownership of your decisions, you stop being a passenger in your own life. You become the driver. And here's the beauty of it. When you take responsibility, you begin to see opportunities everywhere. You start to see that no matter how difficult things get, there is always a way forward. You start to recognize the power within you to make a change, no matter how small it may seem at first. But it's not just about big, dramatic changes. It's about the small, everyday decisions you make. It's about choosing to learn something new, to take action, to push yourself when it's easier to quit. It's about getting up every day and doing the work, even when you don't feel like it. Because when you take responsibility for your life, you show up for yourself every single day, no matter what. And let me tell you something. The moment you start taking responsibility for your life is the moment you stop being a victim. You stop blaming others, and you start becoming the creator of your own destiny. The power to change is in your hands, and no one can take that away from you. So take responsibility for your life today. Stop waiting for things to change on their own. Stop blaming others for where you are. Recognize that you have everything you need to create the life you want. It's up to you to take that first step and to keep moving forward relentlessly, no matter what. Number 2, set clear goals that will push you beyond limits. When you decide to work relentlessly to create your best self, one of the most important steps you can take is setting clear goals, but not just any goals. Goals that will push you beyond your limits. You need goals that challenge you, that stretch you, and that force you to evolve into the person you're capable of becoming. Too many people set goals that are easy, comfortable, and predictable. They set goals that they know they can achieve without much effort. But that's not how you make real progress. That's not how you tap into your full potential. To unlock your true power, you must set goals that scare you a little. Goals that require you to grow, to learn new skills, and to overcome challenges you never thought possible. Setting clear, powerful goals is the foundation of progress, but it's the way you approach those goals that will make the difference in whether or not you achieve them. When you set a goal, you're telling yourself that you want something more than what you have right now, and that is an incredibly powerful statement to make. But it's not enough to just set any goal. You need to set goals that push you, goals that will make you dig deep and give everything you have. When you set goals that push you beyond your limits, you force yourself to grow, to stretch, and to break free from the comfort zone that's holding you back. Take a moment to think about where you are in your life right now. What do you want to achieve? What do you really want? I'm talking about those deep desires that go beyond just making more money or getting a better job. I'm talking about the big things, the dreams that scare you, the things that feel almost impossible. Those are the goals you should be aiming for. Now you might be thinking, but Jim, I'm not sure how to set goals that push me beyond my limits. It's simple. You need to make your goals specific, measurable, and challenging. The more specific and clear your goals are, the better you'll be able to track your progress and stay motivated. And the more challenging your goals are, the more you'll have to push yourself to achieve them. You don't want to set a goal that's just a little bit better than where you are now. You need to set goals that make you uncomfortable, goals that force you to step up your game. These are the goals that will help you grow and reach your full potential. For example, if you're in a job that doesn't inspire you, setting a goal to move up within your current company might seem like a logical next step. But what if you set a bigger goal, like starting your own business? What if you set a goal to make a certain amount of money by the end of the year, even if you don't know exactly how you're going to do it? What if you set a goal to become an expert in something you're passionate about, even if you're not sure where to start? These types of goals might seem impossible at first, but that's exactly why they're the ones worth pursuing. The key to setting goals that push you beyond your limits is to dream big. Dream bigger than you think you can. Don't let your current circumstances define your potential. It's easy to set goals based on what you think you can do right now, but that's not how you grow. To achieve things you've never achieved before, you have to set goals that require you to think bigger, work harder, and challenge yourself in ways you never have before. Let's take a look at what happens when you set big, audacious goals. First of all, when you set a goal that feels just out of reach, you force yourself to take action. You'll have no choice but to make a plan, break the goal down into smaller steps, and start moving toward it every single day. But here's the key. It's not just about taking action, it's about taking massive action. Most people set goals, but they don't take enough action to make them a reality. They get stuck in the planning stage, or they allow fear and self-doubt to hold them back. But when you set a goal that pushes you beyond your limits, you have no choice but to take action. And that action is what will carry you forward, step by step, until you reach your destination. Another benefit of setting clear, challenging goals is that they force you to develop new skills to reach a goal that's beyond your current abilities. You'll need to learn, adapt, and grow. You'll have to step out of your comfort zone and try things that are new and unfamiliar. And this is where the magic happens. It's in the process of learning and growing that you discover your true potential. It's in the struggle and the challenges that you uncover strengths you didn't know you had. If you're not challenging yourself, if you're not pushing your limits, then you're not growing. And without growth, you'll never reach your full potential. This is why it's so important to set goals that are a stretch. When your goals feel easy, it's a sign that you're not pushing yourself hard enough. You might be making progress, but you're not growing at the rate you could be. When you set a goal that pushes you, you're forced to rise to the occasion. You're forced to become a better version of yourself. But here's the thing. Even though setting big, challenging goals is crucial, you also need to break those goals down into smaller, actionable steps. While your overall goal might seem overwhelming, you can make it more manageable by focusing on one step at a time. It's easy to look at the finish line and get discouraged, especially when it seems so far away. But the key is to break that goal down into smaller, bite-sized pieces. Focus on what you need to do today, this week, and this month to get closer to your goal. When you focus on the small steps, the big goal doesn't feel as intimidating. This is the power of setting clear, actionable goals that push you beyond your limits. When you have a clear vision of where you want to go and a plan for how to get there, you can make consistent progress. And with every step forward, you'll feel more confident and more capable of achieving even bigger things. Now, it's important to understand that achieving your goals won't be easy. There will be times when you want to quit, times when you face setbacks, and times when things don't go according to plan. But when you set goals that push you beyond your limits, you'll develop the resilience and perseverance to keep going, even when it feels like everything is falling apart. Remember, growth doesn't happen in the absence of struggle. It happens because of it. It's when you push yourself beyond what you think you're capable of that you grow into the person you were always meant to be, and that's where the real power lies. So don't be afraid to set big, challenging goals. Don't be afraid to aim high and push yourself to new heights. The moment you set a goal that pushes you beyond your limits is the moment you begin to unlock your full potential. It's the moment you begin to transform your life. And here's the thing. Once you start achieving these goals, you'll start to realize something incredible. The person you become in the process of achieving them is even more important than the goal itself. It's the growth, the learning, the new experiences, and the person you become along the way that make the journey worthwhile. Number 3, commit to daily growth and challenge yourself consistently. To work relentlessly in creating your best self, there is one thing you must do every single day. Commit to growth, and not just any growth, but daily, consistent growth that challenges you. Growth doesn't happen by accident, and it certainly doesn't happen when you let yourself stay stagnant. The only way to move forward in life, to push your boundaries, and to unleash your full potential is by actively committing to growth every single day. This is where the difference is made. This is where real transformation happens. Commitment means showing up every day, no matter how you feel, no matter what obstacles come your way, no matter how tough things get. When you make growth your priority, you commit to doing the work even when it's hard. This is where true strength is built. Growth is a constant process, one that doesn't have a start and end point. It's a continuous journey of self-improvement, self-discipline, and challenge. And it doesn't matter where you are right now in your life, whether you're starting from scratch or already on your path, there's always room to grow. What does this daily growth look like? It looks like doing something every day that stretches you a little more than you did the day before. This might be reading a new book, learning a new skill, facing your fears, taking on a new project, or pushing your limits physically. It's not about doing everything at once, and it's not about comparing yourself to others. It's about what you can do today to get better than you were yesterday. Even the smallest steps toward growth will compound over time, and this consistency is what leads to massive change. One of the hardest things for people is the discipline required to show up daily. It's easy to get excited when you set a goal, but when the excitement fades and the reality of daily work sets in, that's when most people give up. This is where commitment to daily growth becomes a non-negotiable. You have to choose to do the work even when you don't feel like it. Because the days you don't feel like it are the days that matter the most. It's easy to work when you're motivated, but true growth happens when you show up in the face of discomfort, doubt, or fatigue. When you commit to daily growth, you're actively choosing to challenge yourself consistently. You're putting yourself in situations that push you outside of your comfort zone. And here's something to understand. Your comfort zone is a trap. It feels safe, yes, but it's a place where growth stagnates. If you stay comfortable, you'll never experience the true potential of what you're capable of. Growth requires discomfort. It requires pushing past those moments where you want to quit and keeping your eyes on the bigger picture. Think about it for a moment. Look at the areas of your life where you've made the most progress. It's probably not the easy moments that stand out, but the times when you faced challenges, the times when you had to rise above your fears, push through your doubts, and stay committed when things were tough. That's where the most significant growth happens. So when you commit to daily growth, you're essentially committing to a life of challenge. And that's not something to shy away from. That's something to embrace. If you want to improve yourself and reach your full potential, you must challenge yourself consistently. This challenge doesn't need to be something drastic every day, but it should be enough to move you forward. Whether it's learning a new skill, confronting a fear, getting up earlier, working harder, or making better choices, each challenge adds up. And as you face these challenges, you'll begin to see just how far you can push yourself. Every single day gives you the opportunity to challenge yourself in some way. The key is to be intentional about it. Set your intention for the day. Decide what you're going to focus on for your personal growth. It might be a new habit, a new task, or a new way of thinking. Whatever it is, make it a part of your daily routine. You can't expect growth to happen if you don't put in the effort consistently. Every action you take is either contributing to your growth or holding you back. It's a choice. Think of growth like a muscle. The more you work it, the stronger it gets. But if you neglect it, it weakens. And just like you wouldn't go to the gym once and expect to get fit, you can't expect growth to happen if you aren't showing up every day. Progress takes time, effort, and consistency. But the more you push yourself, the stronger your personal growth becomes. Now let's address something crucial. This doesn't mean you have to strive for perfection every day. Perfection is an illusion. There will be days when things don't go as planned. There will be setbacks. There will be mistakes. But this is part of growth. It's not about being perfect every day. It's about showing up, doing the work, and learning from your experiences. Mistakes are not failures. They are lessons. When you commit to growth, you accept that you will not always have a perfect day, but you also understand that each day brings you closer to becoming the best version of yourself. Growth is a journey, not a destination. It's about progress, not perfection. And even on the days when you feel like you're not making progress, trust that you are. Every effort, no matter how small, contributes to your personal development. Even the days when you feel stuck or discouraged are valuable because they teach you resilience. They teach you to keep going, to keep pushing, and to keep growing. Commitment to daily growth means making the decision to invest in yourself every day. It's about showing up for yourself in ways that might not always be comfortable but will always lead to transformation. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. This might mean waking up earlier, reading instead of watching TV, working on your goals instead of procrastinating, or making healthier choices. It's these small decisions, repeated over time, that lead to massive change. You might be asking, how do I stay motivated every day to keep growing? The answer lies in understanding your why. Why are you doing this? Why are you committing to growth? Your why is your fuel. It's the reason you get out of bed in the morning and push through challenges. When your purpose is clear and strong enough, it will carry you through the tough days. And the more you remind yourself of your why, the easier it becomes to stay on track. Another powerful tool in committing to daily growth is accountability. When you hold yourself accountable, you have someone or something to answer to. This can be a coach, a mentor, a friend, or even just a journal where you track your progress. Knowing that you have to report your efforts keeps you consistent. It forces you to follow through, even when motivation wanes. Accountability is a powerful tool that helps you stay committed when your resolve starts to weaken. And let's not forget the importance of self-reflection. If you want to grow, you need to take the time to evaluate where you are and where you want to go. Self-reflection helps you assess your progress and identify areas for improvement. Take a moment each day or week to reflect on the actions you've taken, the growth you've experienced, and the lessons you've learned. Self-reflection allows you to celebrate your wins, adjust your approach, and stay focused on your goals. Committing to daily growth also means being kind to yourself on the journey. There will be days when things don't go as planned, and that's okay. Don't beat yourself up over it. Instead, acknowledge the setback, learn from it, and keep moving forward. Growth isn't a straight line, it's full of twists and turns. But with each turn you become stronger, wiser, and more capable of handling whatever comes your way. The more you commit to daily growth, the more you'll start to see changes in your life. You'll begin to notice improvements in your mindset, your habits, your actions, and your results. Every day you commit to doing the work, you're building the person you're destined to become. And the more you challenge yourself, the more you'll realize just how capable you are of achieving greatness. This isn't about big, flashy accomplishments. It's about consistency. It's about showing up, day after day, and putting in the work. It's about becoming the best version of yourself, one small step at a time. So commit to daily growth. Challenge yourself every single day. Keep pushing your boundaries. keep learning, keep evolving, because it's this commitment that will unlock your full potential and lead you to the life you're meant to live. Number 4. Build habits that shape the person you want to become. You have to understand something crucial. The life you want, the person you aspire to become, it's all shaped by the habits you develop today. Every choice, every action, every moment you spend thinking, behaving, and acting in a certain way is molding the future you. Habits are not small things. They are the building blocks of who you will be tomorrow. If you want to become a person who thrives, who is successful, who is fulfilled, you have to start by building the right habits, because your future self is a direct reflection of your daily routines and actions. Building habits isn't just about adding a few good practices to your life. It's about changing the way you operate on a deep level. Your habits shape the way you approach everything in your life: your work, your health, your relationships, and most importantly, your mindset. If you want to change who you are, you must start by changing what you do every day. This may sound simple, but it's not always easy. The truth is, habits are formed through repetition, discipline, and consistency. But the beauty of it is, once you understand this process, it becomes empowering, because you're in control of shaping the person you want to become. So, let's take a moment to really think about the person you want to be. What does that person look like? What does that person do every day? How do they spend their time? What do they believe? These are the questions you must ask yourself if you want to change the trajectory of your life. If you don't have a clear picture of who you want to be, then you're simply floating through life, reacting to whatever comes your way, instead of intentionally creating the life you deserve. The first step in building habits is identifying the habits that will help shape the person you want to become. This is where the magic happens. You have to figure out what habits the person you want to be has. If you want to be someone who is fit, then you need to have habits that support physical health, working out regularly, eating right, getting enough sleep. If you want to be someone who is successful in their career, you need habits of focus, learning, and growth. If you want to be a better communicator, you need to practice active listening, speaking with clarity, and connecting with others. Your daily habits must align with who you want to be. Now, this isn't about trying to change everything at once. When you try to do too much, you overwhelm yourself. And when you're overwhelmed, you won't stick to anything. So, focus on a few key habits that will have the greatest impact. Don't try to overhaul your entire life overnight. Start with one habit at a time, and make sure you're doing it consistently before adding something else to the mix. One of the most important aspects of building habits is consistency. Habits aren't formed after a few days, or even a few weeks. They take time. The key is to stick with them long enough for them to become second nature. In the beginning, it may feel forced, uncomfortable, and unnatural. But as you continue, it starts to become easier. Eventually, these habits will become automatic. You won't have to think twice about doing them. That's when you know they've truly become a part of who you are. It's also important to recognize that habits aren't just about the big things. Small habits can make a huge difference over time. Take, for example, something as simple as waking up early. You might not think that waking up an hour earlier each day will make much of a difference, but over time that extra hour adds up. You can use that time to work on your goals, reflect on your progress, or simply get a jump start on your day. Small, seemingly insignificant habits, when repeated consistently, can compound to create massive change in your life. The challenge, of course, is that habits don't always feel rewarding in the moment. You might not see the results of waking up early immediately. You may not feel the impact of eating healthy meals today, but over time, the results of these habits will show up. That's why it's crucial to trust the process. When you're committed to building habits that align with your goals, you are setting yourself up for long-term success. You might not see the changes today, but they will be visible down the road. A powerful way to ensure you build lasting habits is by tying them to your bigger vision. When you can see how your daily habits are moving you closer to the person you want to become, it becomes easier to stay committed. Let's say your goal is to become a writer. Every day, you need to write. It doesn't matter if you feel like it or not. If writing is a habit you build into your routine, then over time you'll become a writer, because the actions you take every day will have compounded into a significant result. But don't get discouraged if you miss a day, or if things don't go as planned. Nobody is perfect. Building habits doesn't mean you'll never slip up, but it does mean that you'll get back on track and keep going. The key is persistence. When you build habits that align with your goals, you are constantly taking steps in the right direction. It's about progress, not perfection. One of the best ways to reinforce your new habits is by creating a system of accountability. If you have someone to answer to, whether it's a friend, a mentor, or even just a journal where you track your progress, you're more likely to stick with your habits. Accountability makes you more committed because it adds an element of responsibility. When you know you have to check in with someone or report your progress, you're more likely to follow through. Also understand that the habits you build today are the foundation of your future. They are the stepping stones that will take you from where you are now to where you want to be. If you want a successful career, start with the habit of being proactive, of learning something new every day, of improving your skills. If you want to be healthier, make exercise and proper nutrition daily habits. If you want to be a better person overall, practice gratitude, kindness, and discipline. It's easy to look at successful people and think they're lucky, or that they've been given opportunities that you haven't. But the truth is, successful people build their success one habit at a time. They don't rely on luck. They rely on the daily habits they've put in place over years of consistent effort. That's why you must adopt the mindset that your habits shape your future. Every day you get to choose how you're going to show up, and those choices will add up. If you want to take it a step further, start practicing self-reflection regularly. This helps you stay aware of your habits, your progress, and areas where you might need to improve. By taking time to evaluate how your habits are serving your goals, you can adjust them if needed. This allows you to stay on track and avoid falling into the trap of repeating habits that aren't serving you. The process of building habits takes time, effort, and persistence. But remember, it's not just about the actions you're taking today. It's about becoming the kind of person who does these actions consistently. It's about building the identity of someone who is focused, disciplined, and committed to personal growth. The habits you build today will create the life you live tomorrow. If you want to shape your future, you must shape your habits. The more intentional you are with the habits you build, the more you'll be able to transform your life. The key is to start small, stay consistent, and trust that your efforts will pay off. Over time, you'll realize that the person you've become is a direct reflection of the habits you've cultivated, and that person will be stronger, more capable, and more successful than you ever imagined. Number 5. Invest in yourself and watch your potential unfold. When you take the time to invest in yourself, you open doors to possibilities that you might never have imagined. You can transform your life, reach your highest potential, and create opportunities that didn't seem attainable before. It's simple. When you invest in yourself, you are betting on your future. The return on that investment, it's not just a promise, it's a guarantee. But the question is, are you willing to make that investment? Are you ready to put in the work, commit to your personal growth, and watch your potential unfold? Every step you take in improving yourself, whether it's through learning, physical health, or mental development, is a step toward unlocking the person you're meant to be. And no one can do this for you. The most powerful decision you can make in your life is to decide that you're worth the effort. No one else will put in the time, the energy, or the resources to shape your future except for you. When you begin to invest in yourself, you will notice something incredible happening. The world will begin to open up to you in ways you never thought possible. Investing in yourself isn't just about throwing money into a course or buying books. It's about changing your mindset. It's about valuing yourself enough to put in the work that will make you better. You are your greatest asset. And what you do with that asset will determine the course of your life. When you start seeing yourself as worthy of that investment, you begin to shift your focus from what you lack to what you can achieve. Look at it this way. Everything you want in life, whether it's success, health, happiness, or fulfillment, is possible if you're willing to work for it. But it all starts with the decision to invest in yourself. Think about it. If you want to have a great body, You can't expect it to come without putting in the work, exercise, eating right, and taking care of your health. If you want to excel in your career, you can't expect success to land in your lap. It requires constant learning, growth, and honing of your skills. If you want to have deep, meaningful relationships, it requires investing in communication, trust, and understanding. All of these things require an investment of time, energy, and focus. The first investment you can make is in your own mindset. What you believe about yourself dictates everything. If you believe you're not capable or worthy, you won't take action. But when you believe in your potential, when you start seeing yourself as someone who can achieve greatness, you create the energy and motivation to pursue it. Investing in your mindset means feeding your mind with knowledge, ideas, and thoughts that push you forward. It means surrounding yourself with people who uplift you and challenge you, and it means focusing on the possibilities rather than the obstacles. Let's talk about personal development. The most successful people in the world, the ones who reach their full potential, are those who never stop growing. They understand that their potential is a lifelong journey. They seek out new information, new experiences, and new challenges. They read, attend seminars, take courses, and learn from others. But it's not just about gaining knowledge, it's about applying it. It's about taking what you learn and putting it into practice. It's about using your new knowledge to improve your life and the lives of those around you. Personal development is the foundation of self-investment. It's not a one-time event, it's a continuous process. It doesn't matter where you start, what matters is that you begin. You might feel like you don't have the time or the resources to invest in yourself right now, but that's a mindset that holds you back. The truth is, you don't need a lot to start. You don't need a big budget or extra time. What you need is a commitment to yourself, the willingness to take small steps, and the courage to invest in your own growth. Your growth doesn't have to come from expensive seminars or high-end coaching. There are plenty of free or low-cost resources available to you. You have access to books, online courses, podcasts, and videos from people who are experts in the areas you want to improve. There's so much information at your fingertips, and it's yours for the taking. The key is to be intentional about your learning. Choose what aligns with your goals and focus on those areas. By investing in your mind, you unlock new opportunities and open yourself to possibilities that wouldn't have existed otherwise. Let's talk about another form of investment: investing in your health. Without your health, nothing else matters. If you're not physically and mentally healthy, your ability to pursue your dreams, reach your goals, and fully experience life is compromised. Taking care of your health is one of the best investments you can make. It's not just about exercising and eating right. It's about taking care of your body and your mind. It's about getting enough rest, managing stress, and finding balance. You don't have to run marathons or lift heavy weights to be healthy. You just have to make the choice every day to treat your body with the respect it deserves. When you invest in your health, you're investing in your future. You're giving yourself the energy, clarity, and strength to take on challenges and pursue your goals. Think about it: when you feel good physically, you perform better in every other area of your life. You have the energy to work harder, to think more clearly, and to engage with the world more effectively. Health isn't just about looking good on the outside. It's about feeling strong, confident, and capable on the inside. One of the most powerful ways to invest in yourself is by setting clear goals. Goals give you direction, purpose, and focus. Without goals, you are wandering through life, reacting to circumstances rather than creating the life you want. When you invest the time and energy into setting specific, measurable, and achievable goals, you give yourself a roadmap to success. Goals allow you to break down your big dreams into manageable steps. They give you something to strive for, and they help you stay motivated when times get tough. But don't just set goals for the sake of setting them. Set goals that push you beyond your limits. Set goals that make you uncomfortable, that challenge you to become better than you were yesterday. The real growth comes when you step outside your comfort zone. It's easy to set goals that are safe, but those goals won't help you unlock your full potential. To truly invest in yourself, you must commit to goals that stretch you and help you grow. Finally, investing in yourself is about building your network and surrounding yourself with people who inspire you. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you want to grow, you need to be around people who challenge you, who encourage you, and who have the knowledge and experience that you can learn from. Networking isn't just about gaining contacts, it's about building relationships with people who can support you, challenge you, and help you unlock your potential. When you invest in yourself, you are investing in your future. You are planting seeds that will bear fruit in the days, months, and years to come. The beauty of self-investment is that it pays off in ways you may not see right away. But when it does, the results are undeniable. You'll start seeing your goals become realities. You'll feel stronger, more confident, and more capable than ever before. Your potential will unfold before you, and you will stand in awe of what you've created. But none of this happens unless you take that first step to invest in yourself. The return on investment is far beyond what you can imagine. It's time to take that step. Your future self will thank you for it. Number 6. Embrace discomfort because it leads to lasting change. Embracing discomfort is one of the most powerful ways to grow, yet it's often the hardest thing to do. So many of us avoid discomfort because it doesn't feel good in the moment. We look for ways to stay comfortable, to avoid challenges, and to stick to what we know. But here's the truth. The moments when we step into discomfort are the very moments when real, lasting change happens. I understand why we shy away from discomfort. It's natural. It's human nature to seek comfort, to want things to be easy, to avoid the pain and struggle that often come with change. But if you truly want to transform your life, if you want to become the best version of yourself, you have to learn to embrace discomfort. You have to recognize that discomfort is not your enemy, but your greatest ally. Think about the things you really want in life, whether it's personal growth, success in your career, a healthy body, or deeper relationships. Achieving these goals requires going through discomfort. Change doesn't happen when you stay in your comfort zone. Change happens when you push beyond what's familiar, when you challenge yourself to do things you've never done before. And yes, that involves discomfort, but it also involves growth. It involves becoming stronger, wiser, more capable. It involves reaching your potential in a way that staying comfortable never could. The key is to recognize that discomfort is temporary. It's only for a season. The pain of doing something new, something difficult will pass. But the rewards you gain from pushing through that discomfort will last. That's where the transformation happens. That's where the magic lies. Discomfort is the doorway to progress. Every time you embrace discomfort, you move closer to your goals. You get one step closer to becoming the person you are capable of being. Now let me make something clear. I'm not saying you should go looking for discomfort for the sake of it. I'm not saying you should put yourself in painful situations for no reason. What I am saying is that you need to recognize discomfort when it comes your way. And instead of running from it, you need to lean into it. You need to understand that it's part of the process. When you push through discomfort, you're not just learning new skills or gaining new experiences. You're learning to be comfortable with discomfort itself. You're teaching yourself that it's not the end of the world, that it doesn't define you. When you face discomfort, you become more resilient. You build mental toughness. You learn how to handle the hard stuff with grace. You stop being afraid of failure, and you start seeing it as an opportunity to learn. You start seeing the setbacks as stepping stones rather than obstacles. And that mindset is what will carry you through the tough times. It's the difference between quitting and pushing through, between giving up and achieving your dreams. Discomfort also teaches you discipline. When you push through the hard moments, when you show up even when you don't feel like it, you're building a muscle. It's like lifting weights. At first it's hard. It hurts. You feel sore. But as you keep going, as you keep showing up, you get stronger. Eventually, the discomfort becomes easier to bear. The things that once seemed impossible start to feel like second nature. You find that you have more energy, more focus, and more resilience to tackle the next challenge. The key to embracing discomfort is to reframe how you view it. Instead of seeing it as something to avoid, see it as a tool for growth. Think about it this way. Every time you step into discomfort, you're expanding your capacity. You're increasing your ability to handle more, and that makes you more capable of achieving your goals. Whether you're learning a new skill, working towards a career goal, or trying to improve your health, the discomfort you feel today is the foundation of your success tomorrow. When you embrace discomfort, you stop letting fear control you. Fear often holds us back from pursuing the things we want because we don't want to face the discomfort that comes with it. But fear is often just a sign that you're on the verge of something big. It's an indication that you're growing. The most successful people in the world are the ones who don't avoid discomfort. They lean into it. They embrace the challenges and obstacles because they know that those are the moments that will define their success. And if you want to achieve greatness, you have to do the same. You have to become comfortable with the uncomfortable. Another benefit of embracing discomfort is that it helps you develop self-confidence. When you face difficult situations and come out on the other side, you prove to yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way. The more you do this, the more you start to believe in your own abilities. You start to trust yourself more. And when you trust yourself, you stop second-guessing your decisions. You become more decisive, more empowered, and more confident in your choices. You begin to realize that you're capable of much more than you thought. And that belief in yourself is what will propel you forward. You also develop a greater sense of purpose when you embrace discomfort. Let's face it, life can feel pretty meaningless when everything is easy and comfortable. But when you're pushing yourself, when you're working through difficult situations, you start to feel a deeper sense of fulfillment. You begin to see that the challenges you face are not just obstacles, they are part of your journey. They are what give your life meaning. They are what shape you into the person you're meant to be. It's easy to stay in your comfort zone. It's easy to stick with what's familiar, to do the things that don't push you too hard, but nothing truly great ever comes from staying in that place. If you want to experience real, lasting change, you have to embrace discomfort. You have to see it as an opportunity to grow, to evolve, to reach new heights. You have to be willing to feel the fear, the uncertainty, and the discomfort, and keep going anyway. When you make discomfort a part of your daily routine, you begin to change who you are. You begin to change the way you approach life. You become someone who is no longer afraid of challenges. Instead, you are someone who rises to meet them. You become someone who can handle anything. Life throws at you because you face discomfort and come out stronger on the other side. Remember, the road to success is not a straight line. It's full of twists, turns, bumps, and roadblocks. But each time you face discomfort, each time you push through the tough moments, you move closer to your goals. The more you embrace discomfort, the more you'll be able to handle, and the more you can handle, the greater your potential becomes. So the next time you face discomfort, don't run from it, don't avoid it, step into it, embrace it. Know that it's leading you to a better version of yourself. Know that it's helping you grow, teaching you, and strengthening you. And most importantly, know that on the other side of discomfort lies the life you've always wanted. It's worth the effort. It's worth the struggle. And when you embrace discomfort, you are creating a future filled with growth, achievement, and success. Number 7, stop waiting for motivation and create your own. You might have been told that motivation is something you wait for, something that strikes you when the time is right. But let me be clear with you right now. Motivation doesn't just appear. It's not something that's going to come knocking on your door, asking for a seat at your table. Motivation is something you create. It's a force you summon, a decision you make, and a habit you build. And when you realize this, everything changes. It's easy to fall into the trap of waiting for the perfect moment to start. You tell yourself, I'll get going as soon as I feel more motivated. But the truth is, you may never feel that rush of motivation. Motivation isn't a magical feeling that strikes out of nowhere. It's not a fairy tale. It's a decision. It's a choice you make each day. And it starts with a commitment to show up, no matter how you feel in the moment. When you wait for motivation, you're essentially putting your goals in someone else's hands. You're relying on an outside force to determine when and how you get started. You're giving away your power. And when you do that, you're wasting precious time. Time that could be spent creating the life you want. Time that could be spent working on your dreams, making progress, and building the person you're meant to become. You have to take control of your own motivation. You have to stop waiting for the right mood, the perfect circumstances, or the ideal moment. Instead, you need to create a situation where motivation can thrive. You need to start building your life on your own terms, rather than hoping for the stars to align. The first step in creating your own motivation is to understand that it comes from action. Motivation doesn't come before action. Action comes first. It's only when you take the first step, even when you don't feel like it, that motivation starts to kick in. It's in the doing, not the waiting. It's when you get moving, even if it's just a small step, that momentum starts to build. And momentum is powerful. Once you start moving, it becomes easier to keep going. Once you take that first step, the second one feels just a little easier. And then the third, and the fourth. Before you know it, you've created a cycle of action that generates its own motivation. Think about this. Every time you show up, every time you push yourself to work, even when you don't feel like it, you are teaching yourself that you are capable. You are proving to yourself that you have the power to make progress, no matter how you feel. This is how you build confidence. This is how you build the kind of motivation that doesn't fade when things get hard. You build it by doing. You build it by making the decision to show up. Another way to create your own motivation is by focusing on your purpose. When you are clear about why you are doing something, when you have a strong sense of purpose driving you, it becomes easier to push through the tough moments. Motivation is easier to find when you know what you're working for. You need to connect with your why. What is it that you want to achieve? What kind of person do you want to become? What kind of life do you want to create for yourself? Your purpose will give you the fuel you need to keep going when the road gets tough. When things are challenging, when you feel like giving up, your purpose will be the thing that pulls you forward. It's like a compass that keeps you on track, no matter the obstacles. Now let's talk about discipline. Motivation is important, but discipline is what gets you through the hard days. Discipline is the backbone of consistency. Discipline is the ability to show up every single day, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when it's uncomfortable. Discipline is the foundation that allows motivation to thrive. And the great thing is, discipline can be developed. You can train yourself to be more disciplined. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Building discipline starts with small habits. If you can get yourself to show up consistently, to do something every day, even if it's a small task, you're building discipline. Over time, these small habits compound, and you find that you're able to do bigger things, more challenging things, because you've built the habit of showing up. The key is consistency. It's not about waiting for motivation to strike. It's about committing to the process, day in and day out. When you make consistency a part of your routine, you don't have to wait for motivation. You just keep going, and the motivation will follow. Another powerful tool for creating your own motivation is visualization. Visualization is a technique where you imagine yourself achieving your goals, you picture yourself succeeding, feeling the emotions of accomplishment, and experiencing the rewards of your hard work. Visualization is not just wishful thinking. It's a way to tap into your subconscious mind. It helps you stay focused on your end goal and reminds you of the reasons you started in the first place. When you visualize your success, you reinforce the belief that it is possible. You start to see yourself as someone who is capable of achieving great things. And when you believe in yourself, motivation becomes much easier to create. Along with visualization, it's important to create an environment that supports your goals. Surround yourself with people, resources, and experiences that will help fuel your motivation. If you're constantly around negativity, people who bring you down, or situations that drain your energy, it's going to be much harder to stay motivated. You need to create an environment that supports your vision, that inspires you, and that encourages you to take action. This could mean spending more time with people who lift you up, eliminating distractions, or setting up a workspace that helps you focus and get to work. The environment you create for yourself plays a huge role in the motivation you feel. Another aspect of motivation is self-talk. The way you talk to yourself can either lift you up or hold you back. If you constantly tell yourself that you can't do something, that it's too hard, that you'll never make it, you're going to struggle to find motivation. But if you start to speak to yourself with encouragement, with positivity, and with belief in your abilities, you will create a much stronger sense of motivation. It's important to remind yourself that you are capable, that you are on the right path, and that every step you take brings you closer to your goals. Your thoughts are powerful. They shape your reality. So choose them wisely. It's also important to celebrate your wins, no matter how small they may seem. When you take action, when you make progress, celebrate it. Reward yourself for showing up. This helps reinforce the habit of taking action and gives you a sense of accomplishment. The more you celebrate your wins, the more motivated you will feel to keep going. It's a cycle of progress and reward that fuels itself. The key to creating your own motivation is taking ownership of your actions. Stop waiting for motivation to magically appear. Understand that motivation comes from doing. It comes from showing up, even when you don't feel like it. It comes from being clear about your purpose, from building discipline, and from creating a supportive environment. Motivation is something you create every single day. You don't wait for it. You make it happen. And once you realize this, you'll never have to wait for motivation again. You'll have the power to create it whenever you need it, and you'll be unstoppable. Number 8. Surround yourself with people who elevate your mindset. The people you choose to surround yourself with have an incredible impact on your mindset, your energy, and your overall direction in life. I'm sure you've heard the saying that you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Well, there's a lot of truth to that. The people around you influence your thoughts, beliefs, and even your actions, whether you realize it or not. So, if you want to elevate your life, you need to be intentional about the company you keep. You need to surround yourself with people who will elevate your mindset, push you to think bigger, and inspire you to grow. Think about the people who are closest to you right now. Do they inspire you? Do they push you to become a better version of yourself? Or do they hold you back? Are they constantly lifting you up? Or do they drag you down? You have to be brutally honest with yourself. If the people around you are constantly telling you why something can't be done, or if they are always reinforcing your doubts, your fear, and your insecurities, it's going to be much harder for you to grow, to believe in yourself, and to step into your full potential. That's the reality. The mindset of those around you is contagious. If you're surrounded by people who think small, who are afraid of challenges, who are constantly settling for mediocrity, that's going to influence your own thinking. And before long, you'll find yourself thinking the same way. Your thoughts will become limited, your dreams will shrink, and your belief in yourself will diminish. But on the other hand, if you surround yourself with people who think big, who challenge you to dream beyond your current circumstances, who encourage you to step out of your comfort zone, that will elevate your mindset and your life. You'll start to believe that you can do more, achieve more, and become more. You'll be motivated to push through the challenges, the setbacks, and the obstacles that come your way. You'll rise to the occasion because the people around you are showing you what's possible. This is why the people you choose to spend time with matter so much. It's not just about having fun with your friends or spending time with family. It's about who is shaping the way you think, who is influencing the way you approach life, and who is pushing you to be your best. When you surround yourself with people who elevate your mindset, you'll start to see the world differently. You'll start to see opportunities instead of obstacles. You'll start to see solutions instead of problems. You'll begin to believe that you can handle anything that comes your way, no matter how tough things get. That's the power of being in the right environment. You see, mindset is everything. It's what determines whether you succeed or fail. It's what helps you push through the hard times and bounce back from failure. And one of the most powerful ways to cultivate a positive, growth-oriented mindset is to surround yourself with people who already have it. People who believe in the power of persistence, the importance of discipline, and the value of hard work. People who are committed to becoming the best version of themselves, not just for their own benefit, but to inspire others to do the same. There's a saying that you should never be the smartest person in the room. The reason for that is simple. When you're always surrounded by people who are growing, learning, and improving themselves, you have no choice but to grow, learn, and improve along with them. You're constantly being challenged, constantly being exposed to new ideas, new ways of thinking, and new ways of doing things. You can't help but level up. But if you're always the smartest person in the room, you'll stop growing, you'll stop challenging yourself, and you'll stop striving for more. That's why it's so important to find people who elevate you, who challenge your thinking, and who push you to be better. These people will help you expand your vision, broaden your horizons, and step into your potential. It's not just about having people around you who are successful in a material sense. It's about surrounding yourself with people who are successful in the areas that truly matter. People who have a positive attitude, a growth mindset, and a willingness to work hard. People who are committed to lifelong learning, who believe in the power of persistence, and who are passionate about helping others. These are the kinds of people who will inspire you to grow. They'll encourage you when you feel discouraged. They'll remind you of your potential when you forget it. They'll hold you accountable to your goals, and they'll celebrate your victories with you. And when you start to surround yourself with these kinds of people, you'll see your own mindset begin to shift. But I'm not just talking about the people you interact with in person. I'm talking about the people you expose yourself to on a daily basis. Who are you listening to? What content are you consuming? What kind of information are you feeding your mind? Are you filling your mind with negativity, with the latest gossip, or with fear and doubt? Or are you filling your mind with positivity, with growth-focused messages, with stories of people who have overcome adversity and achieved great things? Are you reading books that challenge your thinking and expand your mindset? Are you listening to podcasts or watching videos that inspire you to take action and push beyond your limits? The people you surround yourself with go beyond just the physical space they occupy. The information you consume and the voices you listen to have a huge impact on the way you think and perceive the world. That's why it's so important to be intentional about who you allow into your life. If you want to elevate your mindset, you need to be mindful of who you're listening to, who you're learning from, and who you're allowing to influence your thoughts. Surround yourself with people who have a positive, empowering message. Seek out people who will push you to think bigger, aim higher, and do more. And don't be afraid to let go of relationships that aren't serving your growth. If someone is holding you back, draining your energy, or making you feel less than, it's time to distance yourself. Your time, your energy, and your mindset are too important to be wasted on relationships that aren't helping you become the person you want to be. Sometimes, it's not even about the people around you. Sometimes, it's about the energy they bring into your life. The energy of the people you interact with can either lift you up or pull you down. Energy is contagious, and if you're constantly around people who are negative, complaining, or focusing on what's wrong in the world, it's going to be harder for you to stay positive and focused on your own goals. But if you're around people who are enthusiastic, who are solution-oriented, who are constantly striving to improve, that energy will rub off on you. You'll find yourself feeling more motivated, more inspired, and more ready to take on whatever challenges come your way. The energy you keep around you matters. It has the power to shape your own energy, your own attitude, and your own results. When you surround yourself with the right people, you'll also find that you're held accountable to your goals. Accountability is a powerful force. When you have people who believe in you, who encourage you, and who remind you of your potential, you're much more likely to stay on track and keep moving forward. The right people will help you push through the moments of doubt, the moments when you feel like giving up, and the moments when the journey seems too hard. They'll help you keep your eyes on the prize and remind you of why you started in the first place. It's important to remember that the journey to success isn't always easy. There will be setbacks, challenges, and times when you feel like you're not making progress. But when you have the right people around you, you won't have to face those challenges alone. You'll have a support system that's there to encourage you, to lift you up when you're down, and to help you see things from a different perspective. And that's the kind of support you need if you want to truly elevate your mindset and achieve your full potential. So take a good look at the people you're surrounding yourself with. Are they helping you grow? Are they challenging you to become the best version of yourself? Are they lifting you up, or are they pulling you down? If you want to elevate your mindset, you need to surround yourself with people who are going to push you to think bigger, dream higher, and work harder. You need people who will inspire you to step out of your comfort zone, who will challenge your thinking, and who will hold you accountable to your goals. Surround yourself with people who elevate your mindset and watch how your life begins to change. Number 9. Break free from fear and take bold, decisive action. Fear is a natural part of being human. It's something that we all face at different points in our lives, whether it's fear of failure, fear of rejection, or fear of the unknown. It's a powerful emotion that can stop us dead in our tracks. Fear can paralyze us, hold us back, and prevent us from moving forward. But here's the truth. Fear is not the problem. The problem is how we react to it. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't the lack of fear. It's the ability to act despite fear, to take bold, decisive action even when the fear is there. That's what separates the winners from the ones who never get started. I want you to understand something. Every single successful person you look up to has faced fear. Every entrepreneur, every athlete, every leader has faced the same fear that you feel. But what makes them different is that they didn't let that fear control them. They didn't let it stop them from taking action. They didn't let it dictate their lives. They chose to act in spite of it. And that's what you have to do too. If you want to create your best self, if you want to unleash your full potential, you need to break free from fear and take bold, decisive action. But how do you do that? How do you take action when you're terrified? How do you move forward when your mind is telling you all the reasons why you shouldn't? First, you have to acknowledge that fear is normal. It's not something to avoid or something to be ashamed of. Fear is simply your body's response to uncertainty. It's a signal that you're stepping into new territory, that you're about to challenge yourself, and that you're about to grow. Fear is a sign that you're on the right track. The moment you start doing something that scares you, you're already moving in the right direction. But here's the thing. If you let fear control you, it will keep you stuck. It will keep you in your comfort zone, where things feel safe and familiar, but it will also keep you from reaching your full potential. Comfort zones are where dreams go to die. They're where growth stops. And if you want to become the person you were meant to be, you have to break free from the comfort zone and take action in spite of the fear. Now, I know it's not easy. I know that fear can feel overwhelming at times. It can feel like a heavy weight on your chest, like a wall blocking your path. But here's a secret. Action is the antidote to fear. The moment you take that first step, even if it's a small one, you start to break the hold that fear has over you. The more you act, the less power fear has. The more you push yourself to move forward, the more confident you become. And the more you step into the unknown, the more you realize that the fear you were so afraid of wasn't as big as you thought. But it all starts with that first step. The moment you decide to take bold, decisive action, you start to break free from the grip that fear has on you. And once you've taken that first step, momentum begins to build. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts small, but the more you move, the bigger it gets. The more action you take, the more momentum you create, and the more unstoppable you become. What's holding you back right now? What's the thing that you've been afraid to do? Maybe it's starting that business, or speaking up for yourself, or going after that promotion. Whatever it is, I want you to ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen? When you really think about it, the worst that can happen is rarely as bad as your mind makes it out to be. And even if things don't go perfectly, it's not the end of the world. It's just a lesson. It's an opportunity to learn, grow, and adjust. So why stay stuck in fear? Why not take that first step and see what happens? There's a reason why people who take bold action are so successful. It's because they've learned that failure isn't something to be afraid of. Failure is a part of the process. It's how you learn. It's how you grow. It's how you get better. But most people never reach that point because they're too scared to take that first step. They let fear keep them stuck in the same place, year after year. But when you start taking bold action, you start to realize that fear isn't the enemy. Inaction is. Inaction is what keeps you from living your best life. It's what keeps you from becoming the person you're meant to be. It's what keeps you in a state of regret, wondering what could have been. But the moment you decide to take action, you break free from that. You take control of your life. You stop waiting for things to happen and start making things happen. You stop waiting for motivation to come and start creating it. You stop waiting for the perfect time and start making the time perfect. You have to understand that fear is always going to be there, but it's your response to it that matters. You can either let it control you, or you can use it as fuel to propel you forward. When you decide to take bold, decisive action, you send a message to yourself that you are in control. You are not going to let fear stop you. You are going to keep moving forward, no matter what. And that's when the magic happens. That's when things start to shift. That's when you start to see progress. That's when you start to realize that you are capable of far more than you ever thought possible. Taking bold action is the key to breaking free from fear and unleashing your full potential. It's about stepping outside of your comfort zone and challenging yourself to go after what you really want. It's about refusing to let fear dictate your life and choosing instead to take charge of your future. The more you act, the more you build your confidence, and the more unstoppable you become. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for the fear to go away. Take that first step and watch how your life transforms. Take bold, decisive action today, and you'll start to see just how much you're capable of. Number 10, hold yourself accountable and demand your best every day. If you want to unlock your full potential, if you want to become the person you're truly capable of becoming, one of the most important steps you can take is to hold yourself accountable. Holding yourself accountable is the foundation of greatness. It's the difference between living a life of excuses and a life of achievement. Accountability is not just about checking off tasks or following a to-do list. It's about demanding your very best from yourself every single day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about being honest with yourself, staying disciplined, and pushing through when the going gets tough. Without accountability, you'll always find reasons not to do what needs to be done. And when you don't do what needs to be done, you won't see the results you want. Let's face it, no one is going to force you to take action. No one is going to hold your hand and make sure you reach your goals. If you want to succeed, it has to come from within you. You are the one responsible for your progress, your success, and your future. You can't rely on anyone else to motivate you or to keep you on track. That's your job. The moment you take full responsibility for your actions and your results, you stop being a victim of your circumstances and start becoming the architect of your own life. Every day presents an opportunity. It's up to you whether you take full advantage of it or let it slip by. If you want to create your best self, you need to hold yourself accountable for the choices you make. It's easy to get distracted. It's easy to procrastinate. It's easy to make excuses. But the only way to truly achieve greatness is to step up to the plate, day in and day out, and give it your all. That's what separates those who succeed from those who struggle. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. It's about showing up, even when you don't feel like it. It's about doing the work, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's hard, even when the results don't come immediately. Success is not an overnight thing. It's built one day at a time, one small decision at a time. But here's the secret. When you hold yourself accountable, you begin to develop the discipline and work ethic that will carry you through even the toughest days. Discipline isn't about punishment. It's about doing the things you need to do, even when you don't feel like it, because you know they will pay off in the long run. It's about pushing past the discomfort, the doubt, and the resistance to take action and stay on track. When you demand your best every day, you stop making excuses. You stop waiting for the perfect moment. You stop saying, "I'll do it tomorrow," or "I'll do it when I feel like it." You take action today. You take responsibility today. The first step to holding yourself accountable is to set clear, non-negotiable standards for your life. You need to know what's expected of you, not just from others but from yourself. What kind of person do you want to be? What kind of habits, behaviors, and results do you want to have? If you don't know the answer to these questions, then how can you hold yourself accountable? Accountability starts with clarity. You need to be clear about what you want, why you want it, and how you're going to get there. If your goals are vague or wishy-washy, your actions will be too. But when you have a clear vision, when you have a strong sense of purpose, accountability becomes much easier. Once you have that clarity, you need to set up a system to hold yourself accountable. This can be as simple as writing down your goals and reviewing them daily, setting up specific checkpoints to track your progress, or sharing your goals with someone who can hold you to them. Having someone else to hold you accountable is a powerful tool, but ultimately, you are the one responsible for your actions. If you want to create a life you're proud of, you have to hold yourself to the highest standard. No one else can do that for you. One of the most important things to remember is that accountability is not about being hard on yourself or beating yourself up when you fall short. It's about being honest and realistic with yourself. It's about acknowledging where you missed the mark and using it as an opportunity to learn, grow, and improve. Accountability isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Every time you make a mistake or encounter a setback, you have the choice to either give up or get better. If you hold yourself accountable, you'll choose the latter. Demanding your best every day means being intentional about the choices you make. Every decision you make, no matter how small, adds up. When you choose to skip that workout, when you choose to put off that important task, when you choose to watch one more episode of your favorite show instead of working on your goals, those choices add up. They may not seem like a big deal in the moment, but they compound over time, and the same is true for the positive choices. Every time you show up, every time you push through when it's tough, every time you do what needs to be done, even when it's uncomfortable, those small wins add up too. Over time, those choices create a life that reflects your commitment to excellence. But here's the challenge. There will always be obstacles. There will always be distractions, doubts, and moments of weakness. You will have days when you don't feel like doing the work, when you don't feel motivated, when you want to quit. But this is where accountability truly matters. It's easy to stay on track when things are going well, when everything is smooth and easy. But it's in those moments of struggle, when the going gets tough, that your commitment to accountability will be tested. And it's in those moments that you need to demand your best even more. When you hit a roadblock, don't make excuses. Don't look for reasons why it's too hard or why you can't do it. Instead, ask yourself, what can I do right now to get back on track? What's the next step I can take? Accountability means pushing through the tough times, staying focused, and not letting temporary setbacks define your journey. Remember, your potential is not defined by what happens to you, but by how you respond to what happens to you. Every obstacle is an opportunity to prove to yourself just how much you're capable of. Success isn't about waiting for the right conditions or the perfect moment. It's about making the decision to give your best every day, regardless of the circumstances. It's about holding yourself accountable to your goals, even when it feels uncomfortable, or when the results are slow to come. The more you demand your best, the more you'll find that your best becomes your new standard. It's no longer something you strive for. It becomes who you are. So ask yourself, are you willing to hold yourself accountable? Are you willing to take full responsibility for your actions and your results? Are you willing to demand your best every single day, no matter how you feel? If you are, then there's no limit to what you can achieve. The life you want, the success you desire is all within your reach, but it starts with you. It starts with holding yourself accountable and committing to your own greatness every single day. No excuses, just results.